Welcome back to The Wealthy Edge, where we break down timeless money principles that can help you escape debt, build wealth, and live life on your terms. Today we're diving into one of the most influential personal finance books ever written, The Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey. With over 5 million copies sold and more than 500 weeks on the Wall Street Journal bestseller list, this book has transformed countless lives. But here's the real question. What makes Ramsey's baby steps so effective? And can they work for you in today's world? Stick with me because we're breaking it all down step by step. Before we jump in, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our weekly breakdowns of the world's most powerful money ideas. And while you're listening, drop a comment below. Which of these steps do you think will be hardest for you personally? Saving, paying off debt, or investing? I'd love to hear your take. Let's take a look at the foundation. Dave Ramsey doesn't start with wealth. He doesn't even start with investing. He starts with something much more basic: survival. The first lesson in the Total Money Makeover is brutally simple. You can't build wealth if you're drowning in debt. Think about it. Imagine trying to fill a bucket with water, but there's a hole in the bottom. No matter how much you pour in, it just leaks out. That's exactly what debt does to your income. It steals your future before you even get started. And here's the catch. For many people today, debt feels completely normal. We're told it's just part of life. Car loans, credit cards, student loans, personal loans, even monthly payments on furniture or phones. We've been conditioned to believe that debt is the price of adulthood. But Ramsey flips this entire script. He says debt isn't normal, it's dangerous. Debt is the enemy, and the only way to experience true freedom is to cut ties with it completely. Why? Because debt doesn't just cost you money. It costs you peace. It costs you sleep at night. It locks you into jobs you hate because you can't afford to quit. It keeps you trapped in a cycle where you're working for the bank instead of building for yourself. That's why before you can talk about wealth, investing, or financial independence, you have to do something radical. Stop being okay with debt. This shift in mindset sets the stage for Ramsey's famous 7 baby steps, a simple step-by-step roadmap that takes you from broke and stressed to financially free and secure. It's not flashy, it's not complicated, but it works because it's built on the foundation of discipline, focus, and a commitment to living differently than the crowd. Baby step 1. Save $1,000 for a starter emergency fund. It sounds almost laughably small, just $1,000. In a world where houses cost hundreds of thousands, cars are financed for tens of thousands, and emergencies can feel overwhelming, $1,000 doesn't sound like much. But here's the point. It's not about wealth yet. It's about protection. Life happens. The unexpected is guaranteed. A flat tire on the way to work, a medical bill you didn't see coming, a fridge that suddenly quits, or even something as simple as your phone screen shattering. Without a safety net, most people will reach for the same solution they always do: a credit card. And that swipe, while convenient in the moment, digs the debt hole even deeper. That's where the $1,000 emergency fund comes in. Think of it like a financial shield, a small but powerful barrier between you and disaster. It doesn't solve everything, but it buys you breathing room. It stops a minor inconvenience from turning into another cycle of monthly payments. And here's something important. Building this fund isn't about the money itself. It's about the mindset. For the first time, you're telling your money where to go, instead of letting crisis after crisis dictate your life. That $1,000 represents control, discipline, and a first taste of financial independence. It's not glamorous. You're not investing yet. You're not shopping for your dream car or vacation. But what you are doing is laying the foundation for everything that comes next. Because before you can attack debt with intensity, you need a little bit of armor. Step 2. Pay off all debt, except the mortgage, using the Debt Snowball. Now that you've got your $1,000 starter emergency fund, it's time for the heavy lifting: debt. And let's be honest, this is the part that hurts. Credit cards, car payments, student loans, personal loans, that store credit card you open just to get a 10% discount, they pile up fast. And most people try to juggle them, sending minimum payments here and there, never making real progress. Ramsey's solution? the debt snowball. And here's where it gets interesting. He doesn't tell you to start with the highest interest rate, which is what most financial experts would recommend. Instead, he says start with the smallest balance. Why? Because money isn't just math, it's behavior. Paying off that smallest debt gives you a quick win. It's like knocking down the first domino. That victory creates momentum. You see progress, you feel motivated, and that motivation fuels you to tackle the next debt, and then the next. Before long, what started as a snowflake, a tiny payment, becomes a snowball rolling downhill, crushing debt after debt until you're free. This is where the journey shifts, because once you've cleared out those debts, something amazing happens. Your income finally becomes yours, and that sets you up perfectly for the next step. Step 3. Save 3. 6 months of expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. With consumer debt behind you, you finally have breathing room. But here's the danger. Life still happens. Job loss, medical emergencies, major car repairs. They don't stop just because you're debt-free. That's why step 3 is all about building a real safety net. 3 to 6 months of expenses saved in cash. Picture this. You lose your job tomorrow. Most people would panic, but with a fully funded emergency fund, you don't have to. You've bought yourself time. You can take a breath, look for the right opportunity, and make smart decisions instead of desperate ones. It's not just about emergencies, either. This fund gives you confidence. It changes the way you walk through life. Suddenly you're not at the mercy of every setback. You've got a cushion, and that stability is what makes it possible to finally look beyond survival and start building real wealth. And that brings us to the step most people have been waiting for. Step 4. Invest 15% of your household income for retirement. This is where the future comes into play. With debt gone and your emergency fund in place, Ramsey tells you to invest 15% of your household income into retirement accounts. It's not flashy, it's not get rich quick, but it's powerful, because over time, steady, consistent investing compounds into something life-changing. Think about it. If you make $60,000 a year, 15% is $9,000 annually. Invest that consistently, year after year, and let compound interest do its magic. And you're setting yourself up for a future where money works for you instead of the other way around. And here's the beauty. You're not investing blindly. You're doing it from a place of strength. No credit card debt hanging over your head. No risk that a single emergency will wipe you out. This is wealth built on a solid foundation. And once you're taking care of your own future, Ramsey challenges you to think beyond yourself. Step 5. Save for your children's college fund. If you're a parent, you know this one hits differently. College costs are no joke, and student loans can cripple a young adult before they even start their career. Ramsey's philosophy here is simple. Don't let the next generation start life with a financial handicap. Just as you're breaking free from debt, you can help your kids avoid it altogether. In the US, that might mean putting money into a 529 plan or an ESA, but the principle applies globally. Plan ahead for the future responsibilities you know are coming. And even if you don't have kids, there's a bigger lesson here. True financial freedom isn't just about you. It's about preparing for those who depend on you, whether that's children, family, or even the causes you care about. And speaking of freedom, that leads us to one of Ramsey's most controversial but powerful steps. Step 6. Pay off your home early. For most people, the mortgage is the last giant standing. It's the biggest debt of all, and society tells us it's normal to keep it for 30 years, or even longer. But Ramsey asks a different question. What would your life look like with no house payment? Imagine your biggest monthly bill disappearing forever. No more sending thousands to the bank each month. Every dollar of your income is truly yours. Critics argue this isn't the smartest move mathematically. They'll say you could earn more by investing instead of paying off a low-interest mortgage. But here's the thing. Math doesn't account for peace of mind. Owning your home outright is a game changer. It's security, it's freedom, and it's one of the most powerful financial milestones you can ever reach. And once you're there, you've officially entered the final stage of the journey. Step 7. Build wealth and give generously. This is the step everyone dreams about. You're debt-free, you've got a fully funded emergency account, your retirement is growing, your house is yours, and your kid's future is secure. So now, you get to live differently. You get to build wealth not out of fear, but out of abundance. You can invest more, you can pursue passions, you can give generously to the people and causes that matter most to you. Because here's the truth, the ultimate goal of money isn't just to have more, it's to do more, to live without chains, to create a legacy, to make an impact. This is where the baby steps all come together. What started with something as small as a $1,000 emergency fund ends with a life of peace, security, and generosity. Why has the Total Money Makeover sold millions of copies and stayed relevant for decades? Because it's simple. It cuts through the noise. No gimmicks, no get-rich-quick schemes, just 7 steps. And while critics point out that the advice is sometimes rigid, the results speak for themselves. The baby steps work because they address the real issue: behavior. Most money problems aren't about math, they're about habits, discipline, and mindset. So here's the big takeaway. Wealth isn't built overnight. It's built step by step, baby step by baby step. If you've been overwhelmed by money, or you felt like you're too deep in debt to escape, Ramsey's plan gives you a ladder. But remember, a plan only works if you use it. Now I want to hear from you. Which baby step do you think you're on right now? Or which one do you want to reach first? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every one of them. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button if you want more timeless money wisdom like this. At The Wealthy Edge, we're all about building lasting wealth, not hype. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.